Wall Street is so confused about Tesla that it isn't even funny. Elon Musk, is CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has plans to colonize Mars and thinks AI may turn humans into its pets. Elon Musk thinks and acts on a larger, more cosmic scale than we're accustomed to from entrepreneurs. Musk has become a household name synonymous with the future. Whether he's working on electric vehicles or sending rockets into space, his larger-than-life reputation attracts its fair share of attention and scrutiny. His main projects take on almost every major industry and global problem conceivable, and imagine a disruptive fundamental rewiring of that space or sector. Elon Musk will likely announce his EVs have finally become as cheap as conventional cars. In the midst of a pandemic-led slump for the global auto industry, shares of the world's carmakers are down, except for Tesla's, whose stock has quintupled, including 74% last month alone. Even after a 34% plunge in its share price this week, Tesla's price-earnings ratio is still at an orbital 948, which is to say that the electric vehicle industry is superlatively hot, and Musk is the gasoline. Over the next 3 to 5 years, the world's major automakers will debut scores of new electric SUVs, pickups, and sedans. Among a slew of high-dollar deals involving EV startups, GM said Monday that it will take a $2 billion, 11% stake in Nikola, an EV unicorn competing with Tesla's future Cybertruck and Semi. And last week, VW-backed QuantumScape, an EV battery startup, said it will go public in a $4.3 billion reverse merger with Kensington Capital, a listed shell company. The share prices of all four companies, GM, Nikola, VW, and Kensington, surged in response. The result has been obsessive speculation on Wall Street and among EV and battery nerds as to what he will say, including a forecast that he intends to create a business feeding the electric grid. The incitement to all this activity, beyond pure and primordial desire to get in on a presumed coming electric vehicle boom, is a cold fear of being overtaken by an iPhone moment, a runaway Tesla sales craze that leaves everyone else a wannabe. Musk knows how to seize on that anxiety. On September 22nd, he will appear in a live webcast for Tesla Battery Day, a first-time ever promotional event linked to the company's annual shareholders meeting at its Fremont, California, factory. Batteries do not ordinarily excite mass anticipation, but Musk has teased that what he will reveal will blow your mind. The result has been obsessive speculation on Wall Street and among EV and battery nerds as to what he will say, including a forecast that he intends to create a business feeding the electric grid, and another that he will start selling his batteries and powertrain to competitors. Musk's Twitter feed has made things more fraught, with vague comments that followers have treated as a suggestive trail of crumbs to be followed. But if one sticks with Musk's actual declarative sentences, that what he says will blow your mind, there is only one message to be gleaned: that he intends to make a dramatic assertion that the newest Tesla will achieve cost parity with similar combustion vehicles. That is, Tesla buyers will no longer pay a large premium over gasoline-driven models with more or less the same features. If that is Musk's headline announcement, and he provides validating data that passes muster with experts, he may rattle the whole of the auto industry. We are at the point where carmakers are just about catching up to where Tesla is now, and now Tesla will move ahead again, and they will need another 3 to 5 years to catch up, says James Frith, head of energy storage at BloombergNEF, a renewable energy research group. It would be almost as though Musk were rendering rival electric vehicles obsolete just as their makers are getting started. Tesla's path to $100 divided by kWh appears to be the sum of a handful of small money savers. In May, the company filed for a patent for a battery design that omits small pieces of metal, called tabs, that connect the battery ultimately to the powertrain. The Tesla design replaces one or both of the tabs with a bump or a ridge, cutting costs and increasing the cell's chemical efficiency. Arcane, right? Not if you ask Musk. In a tweet in May, Musk said this advance is way more important than it sounds. Then, last year, Tesla made 2 important acquisitions. First, he bought a San Diego company called Maxwell, which had pioneered a new battery manufacturing process that reduced the space required for equipment and increased energy density. Then Tesla bought Hybar, a Canadian company that had automated battery production. The larger picture is that the biggest bottleneck in Tesla's growth, according to Musk, has been that he can't buy batteries fast enough. He had been relying on a single maker, Panasonic. Then he broadened out and started buying from South Korea's LG and China's CATL, the country's largest lithium-ion battery producer. But they turned out not to be enough either. Now, Musk will start to produce his own cells in automated factories. Last year, the company filed for a patent on a battery that will last 1,000,000 miles in an electric car, enough for the average driver to keep going for 76 years. In 2016, Musk invented the word gigafactory for the huge battery plant he built near Reno to supply Tesla. Now he is talking about a terafactory, a plant that can produce at 20 times the scale of the gigafactory. The Maxwell and Hibbard technologies mean he can do that without requiring a massive increase in space while also producing batteries faster with far higher density. He calls this turn to the terafactory roadrunner. In a January call with analysts, he said that going big is the only way to get the magnitude of cost savings he needs. We've got to scale battery production to crazy levels that people cannot even fathom today, he said. In China, CATL says it can already produce an $80 kWh battery at the pack level. Reuters has reported a system developed with Tesla, but it did so with a relatively low-energy battery chemistry called lithium iron phosphate, or LFP. LFP has no cobalt, making it relatively cheap and long-lasting. But it also can't take the car very far before it requires a recharge. That makes the battery suitable for China's electric urban taxis, but not for far more demanding American drivers. They may not buy an electric unless it can go at least 300 miles on a charge and probably further. The terafactories, outfitted with automated, streamlined equipment, will turn out the higher density batteries that go into Western-sold electrics. Musk is attempting to get there by making people agnostic as to what they will buy. If I no longer must choose a combustion vehicle because I can't afford an electric, there is a higher chance I will go electric. But more importantly, the aim is to create a stigma about cars that cannot last 1,000,000 miles, whose value may drop because the mechanics can't take them that distance. He wants you to think of the internal combustion engine like an expensive horse, said Venkat Viswanathan, a professor at Carnegie Mellon. On Wall Street, analysts are convinced that what Musk will announce on Battery Day will be a new, standalone business. Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas thinks Musk plans to begin selling his proprietary batteries and powertrains to other car makers. Wedbush's Dan Ives thinks similarly. Not initially, but that's the goal, he told me. But this seems highly unlikely. Musk is scrambling to get his hands on every battery he can. Selling a great battery to a competitor sounds quite good. Wow, he is a pioneer who is not interested only in money, said Sun Ho Kang, a vice president at Wildcat Discovery, a battery company. But will he actually do it? I doubt it. I don't think he has the supplies to sell to other people. Tesla is by far the most valuable automaker in the world. However, the company's stock has for years been a major battleground on Wall Street as one of the most shorted, or bet against, names. Many bearish investors believe Tesla is detached from fundamentals and way overvalued, while bulls believe the F-Pioneer can continue to dominate the category, which is expected to grow in overall size in the years ahead. In addition to it, Cramer also turned positive on Tesla roughly 2 years ago and has largely maintained that constructive view on the Elon Musk-led company. Cramer also is bullish on Ford as the legacy carmaker invests heavily in its electric vehicle transition. Ford is making a major move, Cramer said Monday. Ford had an amazing quarter. They instituted a dividend. From the start, Musk's goal has been to jumpstart the creation of a global electric vehicle industry. The rationale, he has explained, is to reduce fossil fuel emissions and help solve climate change. Cheaper batteries are a path to cheaper cars and for electrics to go mass market. Musk is attempting to reach his goal by getting Tesla there. As to the competition, it's every automaker for itself. This is all for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a like, and if you are new, then don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for the future updates. See you till the next video. Thank you for watching.